やるなあいつら。なあアイオ様、オラたち。
最後まで言わなくていいよ。状況が変わった。不本意だが僕たちは一時休戦としよう。
So the translations have came in. That's right, we have translations for the chapter I just covered in the last video. So if you're excited, make sure to hit that like button. We talk about all things Dragon Ball around here. Make sure to subscribe and turn on those post notifications. Let's get right into this video right after this intro. A sinister shadow appears forth from the background. Goku and his friends are up against a new enemy. The title of this chapter is saying the Super Space Time Tournament plunges into a new section. So in my last video, it looks like I was right. Ios is proposing a temporary truce, and she returns the time scrolls to Goku. There's still a catch. She says, but all that remains are the winning histories. The false histories that lost the tournament will vanish. Remember, she was trying to make one true history, so even the ones that have won wasn't gonna survive because they were gonna have to go against the other ones that won that tournament. But the temporary truce is all the teams that actually won in their individual tournaments get to stay alive, if that makes sense. Goes on to say that as a matter of fact, this decision was made by God being cut off by the announcer. He says, Lady Ios, there's big trouble in the selection round. Which Goku just asked what's wrong, and she doesn't know either, but she snaps her fingers to go straight towards the selection room. But the selection room is destroyed. Then Goku the question, is this still the same place we were earlier? Which Ios just reacts and saying, what in the cosmos has happened here? There they spot the Lady Supreme Kai Time, the current one that's supposed to be in effect now. As Goku go over there and asks, is she okay? That's when it appears to be like some type of illusion, because the Lady Supreme Kai of Time actually turned into be the announcer. Before Goku can even gather his thoughts, that's when his beam of light shoots out. It's actually a chain that grabs the selection box. Everybody seeing this, Io yells out, you're one of the old Demon King's followers. And Goku chimes in, I'm pretty sure they're one of the ones that helped us in the fight against Few. That's when the one sitting in the chair says, it's Dark King Domingra. You'll do well to remember that name. This is when Ios is like, Dark King, weren't you a novice demon sorcerer? Looks like you come a long way to claim that title. This is what Domingra, or should I say Dark King Domingra, claps back by saying, you're talking tens of millions of years in the past. Weren't you supposed to be enjoying retirement for your remaining years? See now, old former Supreme Kai of Time. Else, she dismisses this by saying, so what are you after? And he says, I'm thinking of hosting a game of my own as well, holding her selection box with chains wrapped around it. He leaves the box for Rebel to actually open it. And that she does. She breaks the gem in the front, making the time clock spins. Wow. Releasing these countless forms of dark energy. And are allowed to unleash the berserkers controlled by the power of darkness. These dark energies go all around the planet. Pretty much everybody who was done fighting now has to fight again. Domingra says, from here on out, I rule time. Showing us over here in West City that Zeno Goten has to work with, it looks like Super 17, who says, well, I guess this means we are a team from here on out, right? To which Goten just says, I wish he'd at least say something. This guy is really hard to work with. As we can see, they have to fight against Bojack, Android 13, as well as Lord Slug. On Planet Namek, where we had Gohan and Piccolo fight against a hooded warrior Piccolo. It seems that 5 warriors have spawned. We don't know the identities of these warriors, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be a even fight. Over here on planet Vegeta, where we had Turles and Vegeta fighting, this is when a puff of smoke begins to form. And if you've seen Dragon Ball Z, the Buu saga, you'll know this is Majin Buu. Back on planet Glass, this is where Gohan tells Pan to stand back, as we have Lord Chill from the old Bardock special. Cooler looks at this, reacting to it is that he don't really know who that is, but he has a feeling that he's related to that person some type of way. It'd be cool to see Cooler react or actually talk to his ancestor. This is when the Glass Warrior, the one that looks like Lags, actually begins to shiver. Everybody's thinking that the tournament should be over by now, but she is shivering because Lord Chill was the one who actually destroyed her planet. She was just telling that story a couple of arcs ago, a couple of chapters ago. Now seeing him again for the first time, in other words, gives her PTSD. Somewhere else on planet Namek, this is where the Xano warriors of Goku and Vegeta are fighting against Dr. W in his robotic form, but safe to say there is no competition because Dr. W is being thrashed, to which he's just confused. He says the data should indicate that he should be on the same level as them, but Vegeta tells him that we Saiyans get stronger every day. This is when the Xano version of Goku says, "Are you done, Vegeta? Why don't we go that way next? I'm feeling a strong key." This is when Vegeta says, "Go on your own way. I'm going that way." They seem to be sensing what's going on in the selection round, so they both agreed to tag along. Going back to the selection room or realm, it says summoning complete. This is when Ios gets up and she says, "All these people is another way of making a false history." So she gets up, attempting to freeze Dominga along with his crew. This is when Chimo actually yells out Demon Mirror Wall, actually reversing the freeze effect back onto her, to where she just says, "My freeze, they bounced." This is when Robel actually yells out, "Next up, I shall summon the special Berserker to clean up the rest." This is when she spawns Omega Shenron, or should I say Super Saiyan Shenron Xano. He begins to look at himself, knowing that he has power beyond what he could ever have, and he looks back at them and says, "This power you bastards doing? Way to be grateful." And they just respond, "Yes, and the more you go wow, the more power I give you." Like he didn't just disrespect them by calling them bastards. He look on at Goku and he says, "Oh well, that's fine. Sounds like a good way to kill some boredom." Speaking of Goku, the announcer is on his head trying to pull his hair up, telling Goku that he needs to power up. Omega Shenron is coming their way. Goku tries to power up, but to no effect. He even says he don't even have enough energy left to go Super Saiyan. But that doesn't stop Omega Shenron as he full on plows straight through Goku. Goku is trying to catch his footing because Shenron is definitely on his tail, somehow getting behind him and grabbing his horns, but instead of having an advantage, Omega Shenron begins to make those horns behind him hot because he was about to erupt them or explode while Goku's behind him, causing Goku to fly back in the distance. But that's when Shenron appears behind him, smacking him down onto his platform. Not giving him any room to breathe, he goes back down to continue to beat on Goku. But before finishing Goku off, there's a crack in the space-time. It is Super Saiyan 4 Xano Gogeta in Limit Breaker. Him saying, "Oh, it opened," because he was able to get to the selection round, knocking Omega Shenron away. Now this is the translation that I just covered for yesterday's video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I know we have some clarity on what's going on. Ios is rendered powerless. At least in the promotional anime, she's still able to move around. Don't know what the current Supreme Kai time is in the manga. In the promotional anime, she is with them, Ios and Goku and Gogeta. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and all them good things. Turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys on the next one.